you're a beginner with makeup, and I do mean a true beginner, this is the video for you. If you're not a beginner, scroll on. You first have to prep your skin. That doesn't mean it needs to be complicated or expensive, but there are two things that you must have. You must have a moisturizer and you must have a sunscreen. Put the moisturizer on first and then go in with the sunscreen. And then you're going to wait for at least 15 minutes because this skincare has to sink in. The only cheat is if you take a little handheld fan, you can kind of dry up the speed time, but even then you still want to wait at least 7 to 8 minutes. Step one would be primer. You don't need to use a primer if you have really prepped your skin with moisturizer and sunscreen, but if you have a specific concern that you're trying to target, like enlarged pores or excess oil, then go in with a primer that is targeted to that specific need. Step two or step one, if you skip primer, is going to be bronzer. I know that sounds bananas. Why are you putting on bronzer before everything else? I'm telling you, this is going to change your life. It's called warming the base, and it's my favorite makeup technique ever. You're going to go in with a medium density brush and you're going to apply cream bronzer all over your face. Brown is one of the best universal skin toners that we have. It warms up the complexion, helps to even out discoloration so that you don't feel like you need to go in with this thick, heavy layer of concealer or foundation. Now it's time for your base. This could be a liquid foundation. It could be a tinted moisturizer. It could be a skin tint. This is what's going to even your face out and make everything one nice uniform color. If I want to do this, no. You want to do back of the hand. To blend it, you want a medium density brush. Look for bristles that are uniform and packed together, not so tight that you can't run your finger through it, but also not so loose that you can do this and the bristles bend over. You're going to pack this completely onto your brush. I like to start in the center and then shear it out because this gives you the most natural finish. What we're not going to do is swipe. When you swipe like this, you're just moving coverage off your face. The point of your base product is to build coverage, and you build coverage by pressing the product into your skin. Base is on, so now we want to add a little bit of light and dimension back into the skin. And you're going to do that with bronzer and blush. Bronzer goes on the perimeter of your face, and you want to apply it with a brush that has a slight angle to it. This way you can really get into those curves of the face. So think of the number 3. Start at the hairline, down along the cheek, back up towards the ear, down along the jaw. So it's like you're drawing the number 3. You can also do a little bit of bronzer on your nose and even your chin. Next comes blush, and I like to use the same brush that I use to apply the bronzer to apply the blush because I feel like it helps to keep everything really soft and blended. You're going to apply the blush right on top of the bronzer so that they blend together. Now it's time for concealer. We're not doing that. We're doing this. To blend your concealer, you've got 2 options. You can use a fluffy brush like this if you want a softer finish. If you want more of a full coverage finish, then use a brush like this that's slightly tapered. Start at the orbital bone and go in little baby circles until you feel like it is fully blended. If you've got any area that foundation did not properly cover, now's the time to go in with a little bit of concealer and conceal those areas. If you've got really severe discoloration, then you're going to want to go in with a color corrector before the concealer. We're out of time, but let me know if you want to see part 2 where we're going to go over setting powders, powder bronzer, and powder blush.